Hey, hello, hello, hello. How are you doing, Dean?
I'm doing great, Esther. It's been a long time, and I'm looking forward to to
I
our.
have been I have been looking forward to this particular stream. I remember when you did Pastor, what was it? It was the Pastor and the Bear, and I said, listen, I would like for me and Dean to do something similar, right? But we have changed it slightly,
Yeah, yeah,
and that's all thanks to you, right?
uh,
And when you sold me that idea, I was like, yes, that sounds like a good idea. Instead of the bear,
yeah,
let's do the lion instead, right?
yeah.
Because tell me why you decided on the lion.
Well, yeah, just to paint the context of this whole discussion, there was a trend on social media recently. You have to be living under a rock not to know about it. Where somebody on TikTok posted this clip where they asked people, "Would you rather feel safer as a woman with a man or with a bear?" And this caused a big hoo-ha, and everybody they got up in arms, and they were, no, how can you say this about men? Not all men are like this, blah, and it caused a big drama. So in the aftermath of that, I was reading my news feed, and it was just like one pervert pastor after another pervert pastor, and I said to myself, this can actually be a feature if
Mm,
we looked at, would you rather feel safer with a pastor or with a bear? And so we decided to brainstorm this idea a little bit, and we threw it this way and that way, and finally we decided to contextualize it in the African milieu that it's playing off. We're going to call this pastor or lion. So who would you feel safer with as a woman? And you must answer honestly. And we're going to show you what the pastors are like in a second.
mm-hmm.
But
So,
that
so,
is the
so
background of
before
the
they make that decision, how about you have a look at just some pastors, right? Maybe that will help in
yeah,
your decision making process. The
yeah,
lion or the pastor or the lion, right?
yeah.
And so, yeah, do we just get started with the video? Yeah.
Just to also add some more context to it. So what we are going to be looking at now is basically news reporting on these events. So there's footage from court cases. There's also this very, very moving testimony from this woman called Sihle,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Sihle,
Mm-hmm.
and and it's, for me, it was rather touching just to see the humanity of, because we always hear about, oh, this one, you know, graped that one, and but we seldom hear the perspective of the woman who was on the receiving end of these tales. So it's a very moving and insightful conversation. I think that we're going to have today.
Okay. So
Yeah.
what we do, we're going to show a couple of clips and then we'll take it from there. Right. Let's see. Let's share screen. Uh, 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 uh. Wait. No, this one. Yeah, this one. Right. Here we go.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Please let me know if you can hear the video. Okay.
Started his own ministry.
So this is
Started his
the
own ministry.
So this is the I think the guy's name is Chude. He presents the show.
Today.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he does a lot of interview style. I mean, I don't think he has a specific bias towards any religious.
He does. He does.
Yeah.
He does. Yeah. Christianity.
Yes, yes, yes. No, I was going to say, because I did see a lot of Christian content
Yeah.
on his channel. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes.
um, yeah. I wonder what his motivation was for having this type of conversation, because it doesn't really paint Christianity in a very good light. Or
Um, no, I think you must understand.
yeah,
We like in Nigeria, right? There's because there's so many Christianities.
yes,
um it's this idea of, okay, we try to paint some other people, these ones are the fakes, right?
yeah,
These are the fakes and these are the genuine ones, right? There's always a lot of pointing to the fakes and not so much the genuine ones. If you ask them who is the genuine one, can you point to a few? Just name me some names. You
yeah,
can hardly find that. But when it comes to showing you the fakes, right? Okay, they can easily do that. So yes, he is a Christian.
yeah,
Christians will happily show you content on
yeah.
fake Christians who they think are fake Christians. So yeah.
So it's like, look at what they do there at the strawberry flavored church, and look at what they do at the vanilla flavored church.
That's
You
right.
know,
That
but
is exactly right.
here at the chocolate flavored church, we've got the real thing.
Mm-hmm. The real flavor. Right.
Yeah,
So, like, okay, so I think this is she's talking about the pastor, Pastor Ejina. Okay, let's see. Let's
yes.
go ahead and play this.
We started together in Guagualada there. From Guagualada, we now relocated to South Africa. Meanwhile, while this is ongoing, the brother Precious Iginla was abusing me physically. The abuse started when he got fired. No, the abuse started um, 1 week into the wedding, when the brother asked me to go and sit down in
At
the
the back of the
congregation.
church,
Yeah, from then that abuse started.
So why did that trigger the abuse?
I don't know. Maybe he would.
Be able
Maybe
to
he has.
explain.
Yeah. So from
that day,
yes,
he started physically attacking you.
yes. At every slight provocation, he will slap me. At every slight provocation, he will strangle me. At every slight provocation, maybe I go to the market. While I was married to him for 7 years, I didn't have any house help. I do my house chores, everything myself. So anytime I go to the market, if I come back, maybe I overstayed in the market, he's going to lock the door. My neighbors in Guagualada can attest to this. If they're watching, my neighbors in Port Harcourt can attest to it. Mrs. Tinu, they can attest to it. They've seen me. They've come to beg him. My neighbors in South Africa, Emma Baloi, she can attest to it. She has come to beg him time and time without number to let me into the house. Most times after he attacked me, I run out. Or at times he pushes me out of the house. I go out and stay and for some time until neighbors will come and beg. So it's been like that. Yeah. So
the physical abuse started like 1 week into the wedding.
Yes, sir.
So why did you stay?
Because they were convincing me, these neighbors, church members, they were convincing me. I got married at 25 and I didn't know much about life. I didn't know much like I do now.
So do you have kids?
Yeah,
How many
a
kids
boy
you
and a girl.
You have 2 kids. Where are they now?
Yeah, I don't know where they are.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know where they are because 11 months ago in Port Harcourt, there was a day Precious Iginla said he was coming to see his brother in Abuja. So when he left, he told me he was coming to see his brother in Abuja. He dropped 7,000 naira for me.
You guys are in Port Harcourt?
Yes.
Right.
And he said that I should, out of that 7,000, because he does not buy food in bulk at home, like in bulk. He does not buy food at home in bulk at home. He does not even give me money for upkeep, not even 5,000 naira. The brother is still going to call you. He's still going to call you and try to talk you out and tell you that he's on top of it, possibly, and try to see how you bribe you, because this is what I've been experiencing. With anywhere I go to, he contacts the people behind me just to frustrate me and make life more unbearable for me. So back to what I was saying, like he told me he was coming to see his brother in Abuja. He boarded a flight. He was going. He dropped 7,000. I should cook inside. I should do pot of soup. I should buy meat and the rest of them. So that was how I told him that the money he's giving me, he's too small. He's going to spend 2 weeks in Abuja. And I have 2 kids at home. He told me that he does not have any money that he's going to give to me. So,
I mean, because of copyright issues, of course, you have to talk on top of some of these videos. She's describing married life. A lot of people are in marriages and they are very unhappy. Some people are in hell on earth because they're married. And a lot of these.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you, but I get the sense, listening to her story, that this is something that this person does that she's not the first one. because that's the sense I get from listening to her, because it seems like there is this pattern of the man will find a young girl that he finds appealing. She gets lured into an environment where she's treated like a queen for a week, and then when the man tires of her, now he struggles to get rid of her. And how does he do that? They're nasty to her. They don't look after her. They don't they don't give her enough money to run the household. And she has the expectation that she's going there to be taken care of. She's now attached to this man, and it's sad. It's sad because they're just taking advantage of this poor girl. She goes there with the best of intentions. You can hear from her story, and you can tell from the way that she's upset.
Exactly. Yes, you can. And Dean, the thing is, they tell women like these that God hates divorce. So a lot of people, you are stuck. You ain't going nowhere. And so for that reason, you get taken advantage of because God hates divorce. The expectation is that you stay and sort it. You stay. And when you go to the pastor, that's what the pastor will tell you. This is what I was told as well. The pastor of the church that I was going to at the time when I was in an abusive marriage, the pastor told me, he said, if a marriage works, it's on the woman. If the marriage fails, it's on the woman. That's what he said.
Hello. Huh.
Hey, Paul Scotland.
That was how he left, came to Abuja. So the money I was holding, the 7,000 he gave me, when I exhausted the money, I called him. I said to him, I needed more money, even if it is 3,000 naira, should send to me so that I can manage around and keep myself going till he comes back. He's told me that he does not have any money he's going to give to me. So that was how I took some plastic chairs in the house. I sold to these people passing by in that area there. So they gave me 12,000. That was how I used it to take care of myself until he got back. So when he got back, he started fighting and said that I should go and return his plastic chairs. His plastic chairs are missing. He wants his plastic chairs. So that was the fight that led to him physically abusing me and throwing me out of the house. Then my neighbors in that area came to separate the fight. So my neighbors took me in. One of my neighbors took me into his house. He housed me there. So that was the last day I saw my kids. I saw my belongings, everything. Precious Idiola went and arrested those people that housed me, that gave me shelter for a month. He went and arrested them. After arresting them, he took them to the police station. Like, he made them write statements and said to them that they should never house me anytime they come over there.
I'm sorry. Please, where's station? Where's station, please?
Wow.
My name is CKCBC. I'm 38.
When pastors now resort to having women arrested, right, for very, very mundane things, you have to wonder. You really have to wonder, right? It's one thing to arrest someone because they have committed a crime, but for domestic issues that you can, anyway, I'm not trying to make light of domestic issues, but pastors will stand on the pulpit and tell you to come, let's reason together, the Bible says. But when it is them, they don't reason with you. They don't reason with you. They would take matters into their own hands and have you arrested. Now, this particular story, this one is about what's his name, TB Joshua.
Yeah, this is Ceithless CBC. Maybe I shared a page from her site. So she's basically created this foundation called the Kwanele Foundation. The name comes from the isiZulu words Kwanele Mfundisi. Kwanele Mfundisi means enough pastor. It's like a enough, no more type of expression.
Okay.
That you will use. So she's heading up this foundation, and good for her. It looks like she's at least coming out on the other end, healing and because her story is very, very gut-wrenching.
True. Oh well, let's continue. Yes.
8 years old. So firstly, for me to go to Nigeria was because of a church here in South Africa. the prophet of that church had shown us videos of TB Joshua, a lot of them, and he had told us that he's the spiritual son to TB Joshua. So that's how most of us ended up going to TB Joshua. And I went to TB Joshua's church, and when I got there, I thought it was just a normal visitation. Moreover, I had an ear operation. And even after the operation, I still had a bit of struggle to hear on my left side. So when I went to TB Joshua's church, it was, I mean, we've seen this man healing people. We've seen him do these miraculous things. So you go there from a point of, I'm also going to get healed. Moreover, I want to get closer to God, because this man is telling us how he is the voice of God and very close to God. So I was in Nigeria, and I was chosen amongst people at the prayer line to say, I need to stay there and be an evangelist for God. And I was not asked, but I was chosen, and I was told I need to stay to be an evangelist for God. And because you already, remember, they've created this scenario that being close to the man of God is a status call. Being close to him is a privilege. So automatically you already infused in that vibe of, oh my God, I am the luckiest person on earth to be chosen by this man to stay in his church. And what made it comfortable by then is that I had seen other girls from all over the world, from the UK, from Singapore, from everywhere. And again, I was introduced to one of the first white South African girls, Angie, who stayed there. So, and I was introduced to Michelle also, who stayed there. And I was the first black South African girl to stay there. So it made it look so beautiful and so easy for me to be there. And when I was in the church, obviously they knew that I could sing. The church that I came from in South Africa, I was in the worship team, but in Nigeria they call it the choristers. So I became part of the chorister team. I was then brought closer with the three main lead singers, the three sisters, which is Anu, Anne, and Bose. And I was part of the worship team there. If it's not worship that we're doing, I would be working in the admin department. If I'm not in the admin department, they would basically give you different chores to do, or you working in the visitors department. But yeah, I was there. Well, I think I was around about 2021, if I'm not mistaken. And I stayed
So
there for
young.
about,
Right.
not sure,
Yeah.
about 3 to 4
Oh
years.
no. Now TB Joshua has he had an he had his modus operandi.
Right.
Families go to his church, right? There could be father, mother, daughter, son, right. Now they're all there, and he will come and start praying for the family, and then now lay hands on their daughter and say, the daughter now starts manifesting while he's laying his hands, and he says she has a spirit of lust. She
Ah,
has spirit husband is disturbing her. Yes, I have videos of this. This particular BBC documentary. There's part of it you will see
talks
what
about
he
that.
was doing about the young. There's a young lady that he was praying for, her father and her mother. It was so gross, Dean. It was so gross. The father looked TB Joshua in the face and said to him that his daughter had been raped, right? His daughter had been raped, and that the one who did it, they've taken him he's been reported to the police. Dean, do you know what TB Joshua response was?
Uh-uh.
TB Joshua said, no, that it was not rape. That it was not rape. That their daughter was the one who tempted that man. That it was not rape. That girls cry rape, rape. But no, sometimes girls are the ones that tempt the man. He said, I'll send it to you, Dean. And then
Yeah.
guess what? When he's done saying all these things,
I'm,
he would
so- I'm sorry. I'm sitting here with my mouth. I'm just looking at myself on the screen. I'm sitting here with my mouth.
when he's done when he's done with the prayer sessions on the stage there, he then tells the family that the girl is going to need special prayers. She will have to stay in compound, right, with other people and this and this and this, so depending on what
Private
girl.
counseling sessions.
Hmm?
The private counseling sessions.
Yes. Depending on what girl he wants or not. This girl now, the family might stay, they might leave her there, but they just think, okay, she's in good hands, right? She is in good hands. Leave
Yeah.
the girl there. And then that's when, disaster happens while the girl is in this establishment. Because now the pastor might, convince her. Some of these girls were convinced by TB Joshua that God spoke to him and told him to tell them that they are needed for the assignment and they have to stay. And this is why you find a lot of the young girls staying in that compound.
Yeah. And I think at the end of the day, like she alludes, it feels they feel privileged, they feel selected, they feel noticed and elevated from amongst their peers, and this is what these pulpit bandits prey on. They know that there's so many people around them. Whoever they choose is going to feel very special and jump at the opportunity of spending some time, and then all they need to do is to ply their wicked ways. And it's very sick. It's very sick.
Okay,
It's an abuse. It's an abuse of authority, and it's abuse of trust, and it
it
crosses
is.
it crosses so many boundaries that
Mm-hmm. And this is highlighting the point. What would we, will you choose the lion or will you choose the pastor?
yeah.
I know, okay, the lion is a wild animal, right? Wild animal. But just to
If you
comment,
shout real loudly and make yourself big, you're probably going to startle the lion into walking away.
some people have managed to tame some animals. Some lions.
Yeah.
I've seen videos of some lions, tamed. I don't know how they do it. I don't know, and I will not take the chance though. I- yeah, but you can see some lions. Some people are playing with lions. Okay, okay.
They are big. The thing that people don't understand about a lion is that it is a big cat. It is a big cat.
Yeah.
I stand at about 1.8 meters,
Hmm.
and the rump of a lion, excluding its shoulders, takes me about at my just above my waist. So
Okay.
they massive cats. They're massive cats, and the males especially the males are very, very powerful. They've got very muscular frames. It's not an animal that you would want to play with.
True. True. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, let me look at the comment by Grim. Grim says, "I guarantee the lion has killed less people." Guarantee that the lion has killed less people. If we consider the likes of Jim Jones, consider the likes of Shakahola in Kenya, right? The
Same here.
likes of some of these people, that right there is spot on. Jim
Whatever
Jones,
happened on that note of these pastors causing disaster, there
hmm,
was a church building under construction in Nigeria that collapsed because they were cutting corners on the construction.
this
Did
this
whatever
same
happened to that?
this same place here. Oh, Dean, it was a madness when the event happened.
Yeah.
TB Joshua said he came out on his pulpit and said, "Oh, they were after him. There was a helicopter uh, hovering around the compound, and not long after that, the building collapsed. They think that they were targeted. But he said to the people, 'Don't worry, they're not after you. They're after me.' Right?
Right. Right.
Come to find out that it was structural damage, right? The case eventually was taken to court, and TB Joshua was found liable, right, for
Yeah.
the that building coming down. He was found liable. The courts found that yes, it wasn't any helicopter coming down, it wasn't any, it was structural damage. The the foundation was not sufficient, or um was not able to take. The man just wanted to go higher and higher, so he can have more guests in there who are paying, so he can have more money coming in, right? And he was warned in advance, but still would not listen, right?
Right. Right.
TB Joshua never stepped foot in court one day. He never answered to any of the questions, not at all. Right? He kept evading the court system till the day that he died.
Ah, for shame. Telling you.
Exactly.
for
So
shame.
people just die needlessly in these places. Hey, Kiko. Right. Now let's continue with this. But
The
it
church
is a
roughly
rough
300
story.
years
This
ago.
one.
Well, my mom was very happy because the church from South Africa that took us there, for her, it was your daughter is chosen, the first Black South African to stay there, and it also gained her favor with her prophet here in South Africa
Can you
because it's a
imagine?
status quo thing. Because again, even the church in South Africa was now elevated to.
Dean, can you imagine that these men are revered so much that for you to have your daughter, your daughter who's a Black African, it's like a medal, it's like an award, it's something big. Oh, she very lucky to be able to. For goodness
Yeah,
sake, it is a church.
yeah.
This is a
It carries,
church organization.
yeah, but it's true what you say. It carries a lot of social capital when people, when people are involved or selected by the church, because the church, it, what was it that Dr. Igwe said the other time that we spoke to him? He said that religion seeks to legitimize itself, and
Mm,
it does that with this claim to morality. So people see that the church is saying, "Oh, look at all the good we do. We have this moral high ground. We're doing all this good work," and then automatically they associate them with goodness and with upstanding character and good values. But meanwhile, back at the church office, the pastor is pulling the young girls who are sent there to try and maybe give them a leg up in life, maybe to get them a better opportunity at something, and just plowing the field. I mean,
mm.
what the fuck is wrong with this picture? It's is it, I've asked myself this question: is it a societal thing? Is it that people are just in such desperate situations that any opportunity at escape looks like something that they should reach for, or is it simply a lack of critical thinking, that people are too trusting with certain people? And I can't put my finger exactly on what it is, because I think it's a multitude of these factors that play into creating this environment. And these pulpit bandits are very shrewd. They're very shrewd. They see this opportunity and they know that they can capitalize, and they know that they can get away with it. And at the end of the day, all we see is this long line of victims, whose lives have been ruined. And so, I mean, can you imagine the psychological trauma that this woman has gone through
Yeah.
in the process?
Oh, her story is one hell of a story. Now, quick question for you. Now, when we are talking about pastors, would you say, Dean, that there are any real pastors?
Uh, yeah,
I say that all pastors are fake. That's my position.
look,
My position.
I'm not saying that there isn't one or two pastors in the entire world that really believe the bullshit,
No, no,
but
hold on. Let me correct what I mean is they are all fake, as in the God they claim to be speaking on behalf of does not exist. That God that
yeah,
they are working for does not exist.
yeah,
But do some of them have good intentions? Yes, some have good intentions. But when it comes to them being a servant of God or one who is working for God, that right there is fake, because that God there is no evidence for. So they're
exactly.
working either for themselves or for an organization.
Look, you have to be a very special type of person to realize that what you are dedicating your life to is fraud, and then to still proceed and perpetuate that fraud. Because sure, there must be one or two pastors who really believe that everything is true. I doubt it, because if you read the book from cover to
Mm,
cover, there's no possible way that you can come away from that um, not thinking that there's a couple of snakes in the grass.
It starts from the very first sentence, Dean. It starts from the very first sentence of the book. The very first sentence of the Bible says, in the beginning, when God created the universe. That right there is already starting off, that premise is already starting off wrong, because there was nobody there in the beginning.
Yeah.
There was nobody there in the beginning. So that book already starts off on a lie.
Yeah.
But never mind, that's not the conversation for today. And let's see. Deep state annexes. I will take the lion. The preacher is more The lion can kill a human one person at a time.
Yeah.
Some pastors have been known to take 900. Jim Jones, over 600 adults and 300 children. Shakahola, that number is still, they're not sure. It's over 200 people.
They'll never find all of the bodies at that compound. They'll never find all of the bones that were buried there. They've been searching for how long, and it's still ongoing.
There was another woman, I've forgotten her name, somewhere in Africa, right? The same sort of thing. All the members said, "Oh, Jesus is coming today." He didn't come. He's coming tomorrow. He didn't come. And then all the members should all gather together, and they set them ablaze. They set them ablaze. They set the people ablaze. I will find that story. Just give me a minute. Let's continue with this young lady.
Another level to say, their girl is chosen from that church to stay at Nigeria. My father, on the other hand, was not impressed because no one knew that I wouldn't come back. I thought I'm going there for 7 days and I'm coming back. He was not impressed. He was not happy about it. And even when I called him to say, I'm not coming back home, Prophet said I must stay, I did express to the Prophet that my dad is not happy. My dad doesn't want me to stay there. As a result, Prophet TB Joshua then paid for my dad, my mom, and my brother to fly down to Nigeria because he needed to reassure them of my safety and to reassure them that indeed it's a calling from God. My dad, in the beginning, he was not buying it. And I think because at that time, xenophobia was still very high. So he couldn't understand why would I leave South Africa and come and stay in Nigeria. I mean, I just started working and I just bought my first car, a Fiat Palio, and I was staying in my first apartment in Auckland Park. So he couldn't understand what was going on. But at the end of his trip with his visit at TB Joshua, he was more convinced than ever that, okay, I can stay here after he had his encounter with TB Joshua behind the scenes. In the beginning, everything was nice. I mean, I was then taught to no longer call him prophet. I must now call him daddy because he's our father. So you get used to, this is our father, he loves us, he protects us. But then you start getting
Sorry,
to see sides where it becomes physical with not.
Yeah, I'm saying it makes me sick when they I get physically sick when they say, oh, daddy, oh, daddy.
Oh, yes. They have to call them daddy. They have to call these degenerates. They have to call them daddy. Dean, you hear them say, my daddy in the Lord. My papa in the Lord. Oh, listen, when I was a Christian, Dean, when I was a Christian, I found it irritating to call anyone my papa in the Lord. I would never do it. I call you pastor, I'll call you whatever title you give me, but my papa in the Lord. Ugh, ugh. Why would my daddy in the Lord say what? Say what now? Ugh, disgusting. My daddy in the Lord. Ugh.
Just with people, with disciples. I mean, we had disciple class that would start at about 10, 11, sometimes 1 a.m. You don't sleep if daddy's not sleeping. You have to be at disciple class. So automatically, you are already, they were already working on you because you're seeing how disciples get disciplined. You're seeing how if you have confided in somebody about something at a disciple meeting at night, they would report you. Somebody would publicly say in the meeting, Daddy, Sister Sikle said 1, 2, 3. And then others around them must support whatever daddy's reaction is to you. So automatically you saw that.
Okay, what's happening now?
I think
this was a system where we can't trust each other here. Whatever happens to me must stay with me, because if I tell the next person, that person will then go and publicly tell daddy or tell on me at the disciple meeting, and that will just, there are repercussions, consequences. You'll find yourself being punished. You'll find yourself, it's either you're heavily beaten or you have to beg for forgiveness, or you're just, the worst could happen to you. So you're already drained out and they've worked on you mentally. You hardly sleep. There's no sleep. You can't sleep when daddy's not sleeping. You're working all the time and you're always very alert and conscious of your surroundings because you never know who's watching you, and you have to be careful what you say to whom and how. So within the disciples started noticing that amongst disciples, some people had little relationships amongst themselves, where the disciples themselves sometimes would be intimate with each other. And you then discovered that, so this is done in rooms where when there are no visitors. But Daddy wouldn't see it, and you wouldn't understand why not. But the fascinating part is certain girls were always called up to the 5-story building. And when you asked, I remember I was in trouble because I used to ask girls to say, but how come you're the only one that goes to 5-story? And what happens at the 5-story building? So at one disciple meeting, I was reported upon to say, Daddy, Sister Sickler was asking me why I'm always at the 5-story business, at 5-story building. And I was in trouble for that. But obviously, I wanted to know.
Oh, just in case anyone is asking, the 5-story building, that is the name that they called TB Joshua's quarters, the pastor's quarters, where he had his palatial residence. This is the place where all the abuse of young women happened, in that particular 5-story, up on the 5th floor. And there were several ways to get in to that particular place. Apparently, he'll call, go and call Sister so-and-so, Sister so-and-so, come and tell her to come through exit A, right? As Sister Tina is coming through exit A, Sister Linda is leaving from exit B. So Linda and Tina never meet each other. It was a whole mess in that compound.
It was
Why
his
did
own,
these specific girls go to?
it was his harem. He had his own harem of women in that building, and they were just circulating. And it's weird. It's sick.
Hey, Emotiji Live says hello all. It's ironic that narcissists and psychopaths are usually more charismatic than normally honest people. I think most religious leaders are charlatans. Only a few are honestly ignorant. Emotiji Live, I want to agree with you, but no, somehow I don't know. About saying that they're usually more charismatic. I don't know about that, because I think that they learn these skills just because they have a plan. They're not as clever. They're not as I don't know. I just think there's a bit of everything. Yes, they're charismatic, but I think it's a case of they learn the tricks of the trade. They come across that way. They want you to see something about them that isn't there. When they are by themselves, sat by themselves, they know they ain't shit. They know that they're not. Nobody gives a shit about them, right? They know that there is nothing at the that whole person. There is nothing at the end of it. But it's that picture, they put it out there. That persona is out there. So you think, okay, oh, so charismatic, so eloquent, so well spoken. So it's a farce. It's all a show, right?
It's a con. It's a con. It's a con. And what is the root behind the word con? It comes from confidence game. They call it a confidence game, where somebody they might not be an expert, or they might not be knowledgeable on something. They pretend that they are confident and that they have knowledge and insight into a certain situation, thereby fooling the person. And it's basically a swindle. It's a swindle. The only thing is that the product that these swindlers in the pulpits have is nowhere to be found. There's no they can't show you the product that they're selling, but they still sell it.
Right, they do. They do. I was going to say something just now, but never mind. Let's continue with this video. Oh yes, this is the one. Can you guys see this tab? Do you see this? Dean, do you see it?
I see it, yeah.
This is the story I was talking about earlier on, right? This cult in Uganda, Kanungu cult massacre, that killed 700 followers. The person at the top on here was a woman, right? And let's see. These people were set ablaze. 20 years ago in southwestern Ugandan district, they were locked inside a church with the doors and windows nailed shut from the outside, and it was then set alight. The horror of the event is still too much, right? Let's see. Oh, they were picking out the bodies. They just, it was, oh my goodness. And why? Because the woman she had prophesied that Jesus was coming, he didn't come. He prophesied Jesus was coming, he didn't come. And then, oh, Jesus says everybody should come gathered at the church.
Uh,
And they were set ablaze. People don't really talk a lot about this particular story for some reason. I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah. This
But
is
I didn't know
this.
the number was 700.
This is my first time to hear about this one.
Yeah, this one is really bad. They had pictures, they had um
How
they
long ago?
had.
How long ago was this? Recently?
Oh, look. Oh, goodness. Look at, she said, we did everything possible to avoid sin. Sometimes, if you sinned, they would command that you recite the rosary 1,000 times. Let's see. When did this happen? It says 20 years ago. But when was this article? Mm, 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 mm.
This was published 2020.
So this was 2020.
Yeah,
So, yeah. So, it's been about 24 years ago now.
yeah,
But now you got the name, at least, the Kanungu cult.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you
yeah.
can always
Yep.
you can
Look into.
always uh but I mean, how are these people able to do this to people? And you know something, Dean? Now, they're not sure if this woman was inside that building with them as well. Some say she was in there, and some say that she escaped, that she
Right.
was not part of the people that were in there, and that she fled, right? That for all you know, she's still out there alive till today. But that, no, she was not one of those people who were inside there. But did they investigate? No. They just saw all the burnt, charred bodies and just assumed, okay, everybody's in here. But they said word on the street is that she was not one of those people. But she did that and, fled. So I don't know how true that is.
What strikes me is that everybody has access to the news, so everybody has access to these stories, and yet people still believe in the lie. Maybe they say don't judge the whole of Christianity by
Right.
this one rotten apple. Don't don't judge Christianity by this, one rotten pear that's in the basket. And
Oh,
I'm sorry,
no. Mm,
uh,
mm,
uh,
mm.
doesn't work like that, my friend. You've made your bed. You've invited the person that you want to sleep with. Just because you didn't have a good time doesn't mean you can just kick them out.
Exactly. And Gerwalk, I don't know what planet Gerwalk is in. Hello, by the way, Gerwalk. I don't know what planet Gerwalk is in. There are no bears. There are no bears today. Gerwalk says that he will pick the bear, but there are no bears. There are lions instead. There are lions, not bears.
This, this is the African edition. So
This is the African edition. We don't have bears in. No, but Dean, are you serious that there are no bears in Africa?
they're not indeed, they're North American. They're North American and Asian.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
So this is why we've got the lion instead of the bear.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right then. That's right. Let's continue.
Isra, as far as I know, I'm speaking under correction. I haven't done
Oh,
extensive research.
listen, it's a Google search, Dean.
Uh,
Um,
there might be some species of equatorial jungle bear that I don't know about. It's a
right.
massive.
It's a Google search.
Yeah.
So it says that the Atlas bear, Urusakotokoroteri, my goodness, that's a very long name. A subspecies of the brown bear was the only bear native to Africa that survived into modern times, and it lived in the Atlas Mountains and neighboring areas from Morocco to Libya, but is now thought to be extinct, and the
Right.
last known specimen was likely killed by hunters in the 1870s in the Reef Mountains of northern Morocco. So no, then no more. Don't have
No.
any more bears. You see, there's the one search says there are no bears in Africa. None.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
mhm. The Atlas bear used to be in the areas of Morocco and Libya, but they
Yeah.
became extinct. So in the 1870s, right? So no bears.
It's got to be a lion.
to five-story building, and when they go there, they have their Bibles and notes. Remember, we all want to be closer to the man of God. You need to be closer to him. And one day, when I least expected, I also got the call to say, "You need to, Daddy needs you at the five-story building."
Hmm.
And I went up to the five-story building, very excited, eagerly awaiting to see or experience what other people experience there. Because I mean, you think that you're getting closer to heaven. I mean, maybe he's praying for you. Maybe he's going to give you more Bible scriptures. You don't know, but it's a status quo kind of thing. And lo and behold, you walk into five-story, and then there are the five-story boys there. These are the boys that looked after him completely. And as soon as you get there, he dismisses them off, and he just looked at me. He said, "Oh yeah, sickly, take off your pants."
Hey.
And at that moment, you're not sure if is this really happening or am I dreaming? Like
Wow.
your mind is twofold and everything. But at the end of the day, you end up submitting to what he says. And he has your way with you.
Hmm.
And when he's done, it's as if nothing happened and he asks you to leave. It was never consensual because, as I say, you walk in and he says, "Take your pants off." And remember, you've already been worked on and broken down to a point where you don't have the capacity to think for yourself anymore.
Hmm.
Anything you believe that's right there is what is said by Daddy. If Daddy said it's true.
Well, not
So it was. I
daddy.
can't say it was consensual. It happened, and you
Not daddy. How do you call the person who's abusing you? You call him daddy. Ugh. And this is the thing, because these people lived in that compound, right, where food was not something that they had in plenty of supply, right? They had only small amounts of food, small amount of sleep. They were always fasting and praying, right? A lot of them were emancipated in that compound, and so
Even afraid
the
of you're very susceptible
yeah,
to programming. Yeah.
yeah. So
It's
that's why.
it's typical cult.
Hmm.
That's all the hallmarks. It's a high control environment, isolating you from your family and your surrounding, taking you to a new environment. The overworking, and underfeeding, and it grooms your mind to be more susceptible to programming. It's so typical. It's like somebody took a cookie cutter of the cult cookies and put it onto this scenario.
Right. And guys, please make sure to give the stream a like, give it a thumbs up. You can send super chats if you would like to support the channel. I've got the super chat thing turned on. Yeah, please make sure to give the stream a thumbs up. If you are not subscribed, please make sure to subscribe. I've been stuck at 2,000 plus followers for forever. So yeah, I would like to at least start, because this is something, a conversation that I feel like many more people need to hear, especially Africans. For some reason, Africans and their religion. Ugh, Africans and their religion. Dean, what is the problem? What is it about us and religion?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, this is the same question I asked when Igwe was here. I asked him the same thing. I said to him, I asked the question, what was it? Is some people have told us that Africans have a spiritual gene, and he was very offended. He was very offended at the question. He
Not
said to
a
me,
spiritual gene. Oh no, 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 no. Not a spiritual gene. No,
"Yeah,
no, nah. That no, that offends me too. My
mhm,
goodness, not a spiritual gene.
yeah."
Mm-mm-mm.
Which means there's this saying that but as you said earlier, what you asked the question, what is wrong with Africa? Why do people fall for this so heavily and so deeply
Exactly.
in Africa? And I think it is not necessarily a genetic thing. It's more of an environmental thing. It's an environmental thing where there is a combination of a couple of factors that play into making people seek help from outside of themselves. There's firstly, people don't have access to resources. They don't have access to basic amenities. Um, big poverty and crime in some of these communities, and then it leads to a condition of helplessness where people, when people feel that they are helpless, they're very quick to accept help from whoever comes in, and then that is a very fertile soil in which religion sows its seeds. It promises people hope. So the first thing it does is it sells you a product that you can't see, you can't use for anything else. It's only a product like it's like a drug. It's something that makes you feel good for 10 minutes and then it wears off and you feel shit again. Can we coin that? Like the religion is just a drug that makes you feel good for 10 minutes and then you feel shit again.
It's placebo, isn't it? That's like placebo effect, right? Gives you that sort of feeling. What's gay walk talking about? Listen, is gay walk in the right stream today or not? Because gay walk is stuck on bears. Gay walk is stuck. The bears are imaginary but very powerful. The Central African bear. I'll prove it, but you have to buy my bridge. Forsake first, but then believe in the bear god. Checkmate. This. I would like to ask, hey Danisha Freeman, how are you? I would like to ask Black Americans the same question about religion. What is it? Black people in general, just what is it, my people? What is it? What? Anyway, it's a question. That is a good question as well.
Come out of it, and then he will tell you, now you're spiritually connected to me.
Oh,
and he looks you straight in the eyes and says, now you're spiritually connected to me.
You're
spiritually with me forever. So for you, it's a mind over matter kind of thing, because once you leave there, there was a sister called Bisola. She's also in the documentary. She was his pimp. And once you leave the 5-story, for some reason, you would bump into her. And immediately she'd give you a chore to do.
Sorry.
I said he had a pimp. Somebody was pimping the girls.
So to be fair to the pimp lady, she was one of the first people who came out and was, spilling the beans.
Okay.
Oh, she was treated horribly. She must have had a change of heart and decided to, spill the beans about what was going on there. And she does not hide the fact that she was recruiting girls for that evil man. She doesn't hide the fact. But when she came public with what was going on there, oh my goodness. They shut her down. They called her evil. They said there was something wrong with her. Eventually she was forced to go back to the compound and beg to be forgiven, given another chance. The videos are there where she is on the floor begging the stupid man, right, for him to forgive her. This was after she had revealed the first time. And so she carried on in that place, but eventually she finally left. All the videos of the things that she had ever said while she was in that compound was used against her. They were all used. It was sickening. This man, when you go in there very vulnerable, you share your story with him, he was recording everything. And the day when you turn your back, everything that you had mentioned in there that you thought was confidential, oh no, they root it all out. The man was devious. That man was devious.
Basically monitor your behavior after the experience as to who you talk to, what are you doing. So automatically you kept so busy so that you literally don't even have time to tell anyone. But at the same time, who would I tell? Because already you've been introduced to the system of seeing how when you report, when you tell somebody something, that night you're going to get reported and you're going to get the punishment that comes with it. The worst punishment I got, I was chased out of the church to sleep in the car park. Now the car park is attached to the church building, but it's an open place where they called it the car park because that's where his ambulances and cars used to park. And I was made to sleep there for a month. Because I was told I'm rebellion, I'm very proud, and I needed that was done so that it could kill the flesh, it could kill my pride. Because they said to die when your flesh is dead, you need to die unto Christ your flesh needs to die for Christ to resurrect in you. Wow. So I was in the car park for about a month, where disciples are told if somebody is being disciplined, you don't talk to them. You have no relationship with those people. You leave them at the car park like that. The only thing they do, if somebody gives you food, they give it to you secretly because they can't publicly be seen to be talking to you, having anything to do with you. That's the worst form of discipline I received. I mean, you're at the car park and the only time you would pray for is for daddy to walk past, because sometimes there were so many entrances, so many passages within the synagogue. So when you see him walking past the car park, you would literally run to him and plead for mercy. Daddy, forgive me. Because you want to go back in. You want to go back into the system. So he's basically trying to tame you to a limit of saying, if your flesh is not dead, you're not coming back here. Mind you, he has your passport. Where are you going to go to? Because they keep our passports. Personally, I've been talking about not just my abuse at the hands of churches, pastors in the religious sector. Because the abuse started in South Africa at this church that took us there. It was at that church I was chosen yet again, and I was staying in the mission house. So this pastor, same modus operandi as TB Joshua, but TB Joshua was on a higher scale because TB Joshua is a spiritual dad. This pastor had a mission house in Parktown where he kept young girls that he chose. And this is where we saw the worst atrocities ever that were happening to young girls. And I started speaking from then. But the more you speak about, oh my God, this is what I saw, this is what happened, that is when you're being silenced. Because then they would say, it's not you, it's the demon in you and you need deliverance. It's the devil in you speaking, you need deliverance, you know? And then when you get to Nigeria, the same thing happens. So automatically you think, okay, this is how life is. And unexpectedly so, you still get shocked because you're thinking, but this is the godfather of Christianity. This is the man close to God's mouth. Why would he then do this also? So I've been talking, but people were not listening. When it comes to TB Joshua's ordeal with me, it's funny how when we had a reunion with the victims, we all, for the first time, started speaking about that TB Joshua actually sexually abused us when BBC approached us to say, it's a safe space, we've been investigating, you need to tell your truth. All along, most of us would just say, no, it was just an unspoken truth that disciples would amongst each other, and that's that. Because you feared to actually say TB Joshua did, because we saw how when Sister Bisola...
Sorry, you're saying?
No, I'm saying it's like, again, the two signs that came up is... they rationalized and justified all of these things that happened to them. Firstly, and then the second thing is just that she couldn't see the warning signs by the sounds of it. It's the programming runs so very deep. It's insane. I'm the first time I saw this, I was aghast because. All the warning signs are there, but I suppose when you are not aware of them, when you're not thinking skeptically, you don't see these warnings pop up. Are you back?
Yes, I am. Sorry, it's just my young son he just rang me to say, Mom, can you smell something burning? I can't smell anything burning, and I didn't leave anything on. So it must be coming from outside. I might need to stop, just go pop and have a look. But no, I don't smell anything. Africans have religion, like carrot on a just that whole thing of Africans having religion. That's a conversation that even I deconstruct. I deconstruct African religions. I deconstruct the idea of beliefs in Africa, because the idea, okay, people talk about, oh, let's go back to the ways of the ancestors, right? Let's adopt the ways that they worshipped. When I go and have a look at some of the African beliefs, I find those problematic as well. I find them, they all have their issues. And so, no, I'm very against all these beliefs. I believe that you can live your existence without any form of beliefs, without any form of dogma. You can live your existence without any of that. Oh, look at that! Listen, no, you can't do that to us. No, you can't do that to us. Oh, look. Look, I didn't know you had a cat, Dean.
I love this animal. I've had her for 15 years now. She's 15 this year.
No way.
Yes.
Oh, and what's the cat's name? I love this.
I called her Poe. Like the English writer Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah.
I called her Poe because I found her when she was just a little kitten and she was in the gutter and she was just about to give up on life. And I nursed her back to health. So I said to myself, you have seen the horrors firsthand, and I decided to call her Poe after one of the one of the most not prolific but famous English horror writers that I know of at the time.
I know. Hi. Yeah, we're all saying hi. Okay. Paul says, I'm not doing all this pastor shit. I'm off. Paul says, no, you guys can continue with your pastors and lions. I am not interested. But that was gorgeous. That's lovely moment. Absolutely lovely.
I've got more time for
Went
that,
out in public.
that
Sorry.
animal. I said I've got more time for that animal than I have for most people. I really, really love that.
But the lion, like you said earlier on, the lion is a big cat, remember? You've got a small cat, but lion is a big cat. So yeah, all in the cat family. Cats are not my thing, to be honest. Cats. I tried rehoming a cat recently. It didn't work out. It just didn't work out. So yeah, just didn't work out.
Said TB Joshua did this to her, how he ostracized her, how he sent people to want to kill her, how he campaigned against her. So you were scared for yourself, for your life, to say, I'd rather talk about everyone else, but keep him clean, because we knew that he was capable of more, and you were afraid. Until you've walked in my shoes, you will never understand. Hang 10. The trauma that Sihle Sibisi grew up under, the trauma that she's been subjected to. Hang 10. Have you ever took time out to find that maybe, possibly, this is a woman who's being hurt, and she's going through the most, and she's now on a healing journey, and that is why the foundation was born. Kwanele Foundation was born during the time of COVID, because there was no one around. Everyone was locked down in the houses. And I had to face myself and introspect to say, Sihle Sibisi, why? What happened to you? What happened to your life? And that's when I had to face the reality of the church hurt that I was exposed to from the age of 16. And that is when Kwanele Mfundisi started. In the beginning, it was called Kwanele Mfundisi, trying to say, this is what I went through at the hands of pastors, churches, and the religious sector. So to everyone that's trolling and saying whatever that I'm seeking attention, they must just be thankful that none of their wives, daughters, or children have ever or will ever go through what I went through. That is why I say, if I'm the sacrificial lamb for people's eyes to be opened to the atrocities that happen within the church, then let it be. Because if not for the pain that I went through at the hands of churches, pastors, and the religious sector, Kwanele Mfundisi was not going to be born. And that means Kwanele Foundation was not going to be born. Have I received threats? Personally, no. It's just people who will just comment and write whatever they feel they need to write on social media. But so many things have been formulated about my name, because remember,
This, I think we've got
want to write
the
and
gist of this particular
won't say I can
story. See if we can move on to the next
tribute
one.
to
Da-da-da. It's quite
During his bail,
let's see.
will not live
Okay,
by
let's
people's
see.
praises. Because if I do that, I'm going to die by their criticisms. I cannot do that for my sanity. So where to from now on? Kwanele Foundation soldiers on.
So she now has a foundation where she speaks on these issues. That's wonderful. Oh, this is
a trusted
another
member
one.
of the community promised Shabangu stand accused of raping a 15-year-old girl. It's alleged after the ordeal, he gave the girl a calculator and 100 rand. During his bail application,
100 rand, that's like £5.
A calculator, Dean.
A
A
calculator.
calculator. You give, wait, you're done doing whatever you've done to this 15-year-old, and you give her a calculator and 100 rands. Oh my, just I'm not one to talk about his looks, because I'm a big girl myself.
Yeah.
But just look at him. And I wouldn't say more than that. I'll just leave it at that. But look at the state of him. Oh,
the 39-year-old denied the allegations and claims to have an alibi. The state maintained it has a strong case and it will not oppose bail, saying the accused has cooperated with the police fully. The family is disappointed at the state stance.
She's still hurt. She's still hurting. She's still traumatized, as we are. So it's unfair. We need all the protection. We need all the fairness we need all the justice, the best.
The community are equally concerned, claiming the second address Shabangu gave to the court is still closed and he might intimidate the young victim.
The community is not very happy at the moment because the officer which is based on the case at the moment is not yet do his thorough investigation, because he not yet come to the neighbors, he has not yet come to us as a community and ask the question, how do we feel about this person, the way he did it? Because according to the community, when we look at the pastor, we look at the pastor as a father.
Bail judgment has been reserved until the 21st of February. Imala Machoho, SABC News, Mkutlu.
gosh, that whole
The defense poking holes in the
calculator, That calculator and 100 rands, that just it shows how girls are demeaned, how they don't even think that they're any, they just they demoralize these girls, that they take advantage of. They just make them uh feel like they are nothing. And these are the pastors. And for anybody to say to us, oh, don't judge Christianity by the actions of one or two. Where was the God of that 15-year-old when this was happening? So if I'm not going to judge, right, Christianity, right, where was the God of that child?
Yeah.
What he was enjoying, looking at the act.
And Esther, you will even find some Christians that say that this was meant to happen to that.
Oh,
you'll find them. Something so unspeakable and so horrific to put it. You'll have people saying that is, what has been laid out for her in her walk of life, and that's all part of God's plan. What the,
you can swear it's okay. My goodness, what the fuck?
What the actual?
The actual fuck? Absolutely. Esther, something's burning. It's the falsehood USB. Okay. All right, girl walk. I will get you. I will get you. I will get you. It's okay. Right. Right, get ready. Another one of the pastors, so-called pastors.
Witnesses evidence. In her evidence in chief earlier, she told the court that Zondo sexually assaulted her while praying for her in his church office. An encounter, she said, left her baffled. But Zondo's defense discredited her evidence, saying she was part of the church's former members who conspired against Zondo to falsely accuse him. But she continued unfazed.
What I'm explaining is that I was abused at the church.
Zondo's legal team also said the translation problem had been rectified. That earlier pointed out various instances in which they said the interpreter assigned to the trial has not precisely conveyed to the court what the witness said. The presiding judge then ordered the chief interpreter to listen to the evidence as captured on all the discs and indicate where the translation was not correct.
The transcript has been sorted out. We received them from the senior translator and then also the NPA as a copies. And then we are happy to say those complaints that we have raised there, indeed they've managed to get them and they've been exonerated, which means the issue of us say we need to change the interpreter was not personal, is there. They confirmed that there's been some mistakes.
Zondo is facing 10 charges, of which 8 include rape. The first woman who took the stand claimed she was 7 years old when she was raped by the then teenage Zondo.
7.
Another testified that the man of the cloth raped her in 2008 at a hotel in Joburg. Some victims claimed they were raped more than once. Cross-examination continues. ABC News.
Wow. 7 years old, Dean. 7.
When you come around a prophet,
this guy I don't know at all. I don't know.
Huh? This one, oh, this clown. Oh, this clown. This one is Iginla. This one is called Iginla. The very first story at the beginning had something to do with this guy. Iginla has been in the news. He cheated on his wife, blamed the wife, and now him and the wife are divorced and has now married the woman that he was cheating with on his wife. He's now married to that South African. Was she from South Africa? I don't know. She might be. I don't remember. Yeah, but listen, he's this messy, very messy. This guy. Oh, cannot stand him. I cannot stand this guy.
Sometimes we are very sensitive and we can pick what you don't think we can pick.
He's trying to tell you that pastors, right? Let me take that back quickly so you can hear him, right? He's trying to tell you that pastors have this special gift, right?
And they have the right to be, they have the right to be like this because they are men of God. That's what his argument is. That's the argument that he's making.
That they have this special thing about them, pastors.
ABC News.
When you come around a prophet,
Quando você vem onde há profeta,
be very, very careful.
tenha muito cuidado.
Sometimes we are very sensitive and we can pick
Às vezes
what you
somos
don't think
muito
we can pick.
sensíveis.
There were, sometimes I sit down here
Às
in the
vezes eu
past
sento aqui,
and somebody will be here sharing a testimony
alguém pode estar
on
aqui
this
e dar
altar.
testemunho no altar.
My resident pastor used to know,
Meu pastor
and
daqui
Mama no.
e minha mãe
And I'll say,
mãe
that
sabe.
person is lying.
Mamãe sabe.
I'll tell them.
Essa pessoa
I'm saying this thing for a purpose.
Estou
I'll
falando
tell
isso por um
Mama,
certo propósito.
the resident pastor.
Posso
I say,
falar
that
isso
person is
para
lying.
Mama? E posso dizer,
Some
essa
part of this
pessoa
testimony is true,
está mentindo.
some
Algumas
part is
partes
lie.
desse
I want to see
é
that
verdade,
person.
mas algumas partes
I
são
won't talk more
mentiras.
than that.
Quero ver
And I
essa
say, this is the
pessoa.
last time you should allow that person to share testimony.
Às vezes eu digo, essa é a última
After
vez
service,
que
you bring
você
the person and
essa
say, you
pessoa
lied.
mentir no altar. Depois traz a pessoa e eu digo, você
I
mentiu.
say, you will not have a privilege to give testimony here anymore.
Você não terá mais o privilégio
It's
de dar
not
testemunho
because
nesse lugar.
I can't disgrace you publicly.
Não é porque eu não posso falar
This is the way God has
isso
led
em
me. And
público
hear
de
me,
desgraça.
if a pastor decides to do that publicly,
People go to church to be disgraced publicly. People come to church, they come and give testimonies, so-called testimonies, and the pastor says, that testimony is a lie, and that one, and you want to disgrace people publicly. Why do Christians subject themselves to this kind of treatment at the hands of these degenerates? This guy is a degenerate, this one. Yet this one will publicly disgrace people. Who put these men in this kind of positions? Who is the one that is looking at this clown and saying, "Oh, you are something"? What?
it's not even wrong. If that is the way God has led him to do it. Now, I've seen people attack pastors when they take decisions. If you are not a pastor and you have not wear our shoe, don't talk against us anyhow. It's not easy.
If you are not a pastor and you have not put on the shoes, do not talk against us anyhow. Fuck you.
Exactly. Who the fuck do you think
Fuck
you are?
you. I will talk about you because you are a scam. You are a con man.
A thief.
A thief. Everything. Just put it all in one, wrapped up in one. Talking about, oh, if you're not a pastor, you've not put on your shoes. Who wants to wear your shoes? Your dirty, filthy shoes. At least I can sleep at night knowing that I'm not deceiving thousands and thousands of people, telling them that a God exists that there is no evidence for. Everyone that holds this microphone like this and you see them speaking, they have to lie. Every single time they stop on the pulpit, they have to lie. God said in the book, God said in the Bible. God never said a single shit in the Bible. God has never said anything in the Bible. Nothing in the Bible comes from a God at all. God said and God said. No, you guys are nothing but scammers and liars. Listen, and we have to say it as it is. We have to say it as it is. Wear your shoes.
Especially when you are boiling with the seed of righteousness inside you. When you see something ungodly, there is a way. And the way God leads us is in different ways. God can lead you to go direct. God can lead you to go indirect. God can lead you to go here. And sometimes you can take a spontaneous decision. And God is wanting to make everybody to learn something from it, including you, the pastor, including everybody that is watching. Let's be very careful how we attack pastor. Push up pastor. When we, funny enough, most of you who attack pastors are Christians. Shout, you write many things, you insult, you are bitter. If you have the opportunity to be a pastor for 2 weeks, you will kill some of your members. Please.
Did you hear that?
I did. He's actually telling people, you people sitting here listening to me, paying my salary, giving me money, you are shit. You are shit because you turn me into a raging monster.
He said, some of you here, if you become pastors, just like I am a pastor, if you put on the shoe that I'm putting on, you will kill your members in 2 weeks. That's exactly what he's doing then.
Yeah.
Because it takes one to know one, right? How else would he know that? I mean,
exactly.
How else would you know that? I wouldn't know that, Dean. I wouldn't know that if you're a pastor, you can kill people in 2 weeks. I wouldn't know that. All I know is that they're scam. These people, But how would one know that, if you become a pastor, you will kill people in 2 weeks? Then he must know something. This guy must know something. This is crazy.
It's
Crazy.
definitely gone through his mind a couple of times.
Yeah, he might just be telling us about his intentions. I would run. I would listen. Are we going? Hold on a second. When I was watching this video earlier on, I just didn't want to mention it, but I'm going to mention it. What's up with the hair and the hairline? I mean, Dean, you're not one to talk. I wasn't asking you, Dean. I was not asking you. No, asking because before you start saying something, first look within, first look. But this hairline and this, I don't know what's going on here. Why does this remind me of a helicopter? Like he's about to take off. Oh man.
Pastoral work is not easy. Nobody should boast, I'm bigger, I'm that. The way God leads us is different. God can lead a pastor to do things in another dimension. You might not believe the decision of the pastor, but later the end will justify that the decision of the pastor has a symptom of the leading of God. Be very careful. Don't jump because it is popular and begin to talk anyhow. Pray for weak pastor than destroying us. Pray for us. If there are people that need more prayer, it is weak pastor.
Pray for us than destroy us. They want you to pray for them when they are doing wrong, but they will happily disgrace you when it is your turn, when you do anything wrong. But oh no, when it is them, you pray for them. Fuck you guys, honestly.
Ahead of the court session today, which began at 2 p.m. local time.
Dean, you must know something about this guy because this happened in South Africa.
Yeah, there was a big.
Huh?
People were up in arms.
This particular man.
Yeah, I don't remember the specifics. I just remember there was a big hoo-ha in the news about it.
Yeah. I remember some of this. This guy. Oh, just no.
Supporters of both sides man respective positions outside, while the police maintain.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just,
they were the protesters outside of the court. There were two factions of them. They were obviously the people seeking justice, and then the people who are in support for the pastor.
Been released.
And it caused such a big drama outside that they had the police call everybody to try and keep these, because people were about to get violent with one another apparently.
And the other team that were in support of the pastor, his family, his wife, even after he was convicted of raping those girls, even after he was sentenced, she's still insisting that no, he is innocent. She was still insisting, right? They brought all the evidence, everything. This man in South Africa, he went from Nigeria to South Africa to set up church, and slowly but surely people started coming. The South African people, they started coming into the church. They started coming. And, because the man can sing, right? And he's got the gift of the gab. And to be honest with you, I've heard him preach. I do not get it. I do not get it. Whatever that man is selling, I am not buying. He can't even he couldn't even put sentences together. He couldn't. I honestly didn't know what the people saw in the man, but you everyone's preference is completely different, I guess. And this man was taking advantage of young girls in South Africa.
Few girls, quite a few of them.
Exactly.
I think wasn't he arrested for 7 or something? I don't know.
I don't remember the numbers, but So this was during the court trials, and my goodness, you should see some of the clothes he would wear to the court. Oh, he was so fancy, wearing all these fancy suits, and looking all. But in his mind, his suits were supposed to look good, but to me, it made him look like a clown.
Yeah.
Some of the suits and things what he was wearing he looked ridiculous.
The buffer zone. The case didn't proceed as normal at the Port Elizabeth High Court today, as the defense brought to court two applications. One, leave to appeal the dismissal of the earlier application for Judge Mandela Makala to recuse himself from the case over alleged bias, and an application to throw out the entire case and have all the charges dropped.
Before the utterance, have reasonably apprehended that I am biased and shall not be able to bring an impartial mind to bear in adjudication of this matter. They have reasonably failed to do that. These are my reasons.
Remaining on the charge sheet, my lord, that alone, I think, we need to have the view of the High Court, my lord. We need to hear what the Supreme Court of Appeal might say. Because, my lord, there's so many things the Supreme Court of Appeal could say.
Your matter suspended until Tuesday, the 30th of October 2018 at Africa.
To break down the legal process, we sought explanations on the implication of this development.
If he does refuse the application, they can approach the Supreme Court of Appeal in the way of a petition to have another bite of the cherry, to say, we want to petition the Supreme Court of Appeal for leave to appeal being dismissed. And the Supreme Court of Appeal thereafter makes a decision. If they allow the application, then they have the appeal. That appeal will probably be held in Grahamstown in front of 2 or more judges. If they dismiss that application, it comes back to Judge Makula and the trial continues.
While the legal tension came to a head in court, same played out outside as supporters for both sides literally crossed the line.
I think that the advocate that they sent to they say it's very clear. Yes, what they couldn't do this court. I must respect that, and I suppose to appreciate the way he was articulating these views to the judge, and the way he was taking also the prosecutor. I'm satisfied.
Accused number 1, Pastor Timothy Raptasha, remains in custody, while accused number 2 and 3.
Were you saying something, Dean?
Yes, I was saying this. Look at all this wasted energy and resources. Wrapping this thing up in trials and then to the Supreme Court because there's a judgment in the trial. And this is just such a waste of resources.
Exactly.
It's crazy. I mean, like, these people could be out there solving, doing cases that involved real crimes where people were, that can actually bring some justice. And these pulpit thieves are robbing people of those resources. For shame. For shame.
Exactly. Right. I think this our renders. I think we're completely done with this one. Right. Let's see. Let's Right, guys, give me a second. And that was a lot, right, Dean? That was too much going on when it comes to these men.
When I was doing the research and looking for some clips for us to view, then
yes.
I stopped at some stage. I could continue on and on repeat. It's just the same story over and over again. Pages and pages and pages of search results of these holy men sowing their holy seeds. And it's
no, Dean, no. Sowing their unholy seeds. Those are unholy seeds. I'm sorry. Those seeds are unholy. I'm sorry. Nothing holy about those.
Yeah, I mean, I stopped at the third page of search results just because I feel that if I keep on going further down it, I'm going to start to lose my sensitivity to this, because it's just, you become desensitized, and after a while it's not so shocking and anymore. You go like, oh, another woman, another pastor. It's crazy. So yes, the palate cleanser.
So guys, we've got some something to just lighten the mood a little bit, just we've put you all up on a high, because now we have Kiko now asking how old is the case. I think, if I'm not mistaken, what's the name of that man? What's his name? The South African. Hold on one second. South African.
tell you in a second. I have the file here.
Not TV.
No, it's not. It's not TV. It's an
What's
older.
his name again?
It is an older case. Let me just get my video editor here. Bear with me. Tell you in a minute.
Tim Omotosho. Timothy Omotosho. His name is Timothy Omotosho, and he has been in jail awaiting trial since April 2017, and he was arrested by the South African Priority Crimes Unit Hawks on the 20th of April 2017. So his name is Tim, Timotimotoso.
Yeah.
The idiot, listen to this. The global outreach arm of his ministry functions under, listen to this fucking thing, says under the Team Omotosho Global Outreach. He actually named his church. It was his name, Team Omotosho Global Outreach, and it's Togo, Togo. Right, Team Omotosho Global. That was the name of his so-called ministry. What the hell?
It's crazy.
It is crazy. I mean, it's people. Just crazy.
The thing is, Esther, these pulpit bandits are going to keep on plundering with impunity unless we, we have, somebody needs to put their foot down in a big way on like a very big stage.
Yes.
So what I mean a big stage is, I mean, like there needs to be a court case where a judge just actually puts his foot down and says like, you are going away for life. You're going away for life. And to make a big deal about this, because I think that, even you're sure they get caught, they get prosecuted, they get tried, they get sentenced. How many of them spend more than a year or two in prison at the end of the day? There's no justice, and I think that's what what fuels people see this as an easy opportunity, because here in Africa you don't need to go to Bible college to be a pastor.
Oh
no, you don't need to go and study at seminary. You don't need to go to university. You go and learn from the pastor himself, and he will show you the ropes and show you the tricks of the trade, how to milk the cow.
It's just crazy, All right, let's have a look at this.
Let's have a talk.
Exactly.
For a whole year, and we have some people here that have actually done it. First year.
Hey, hold on, let's see.
So we're going to talk about dating God for a whole year, and we have some people here that have actually done it.
First year it's pretty easy because I was younger and not kind of ready for that sort of thing. But year after year, I felt God, telling me to recommit to date him for another year.
And I just thought about dating God for a year, and I was like, wow.
These youngsters dating God for 1 year. That young man talked about dating God for 1 year, and he heard God saying to date him for another year. So 2 years of dating God. And now this young lady, she's also talking about dating God. Dean, would you date God?
Not a fuck. what?
No, dating God, no.
What's in it for me?
Would any of you date God? Listen to what they're going to say next. Just listen to what's. Wait, I might need to slow down. I don't know if this is going too fast.
This is purity culture. Where they
go on, Dean.
I was going to say this is where purity culture affects young people, where it basically tells people that the only worth that they have as people is a part of their anatomy. If they lose their virginity, they become like chewed bubble gum. They become less of a person, and this is poison to the mind of a young person, because it tells them their natural expression of their sexuality. Teenagers are horny as fuck.
And
how you
and it's not anything they can control. It's beyond their control. Beyond it. No matter how hard you try, especially for the not both parties, but the young boys. You wake up and go to sleep, wake up at night, and you have the your magic thing going on there. How do you control that? It's beyond your control. What do you do? It's just crazy. And yeah, they're telling this young man to date God. I bet. And listen, a lot of things I can say about this, but I'm going to keep it respectful because my goodness.
For another year. And I just thought about dating God for a year, and I was like, wow, you just get to totally get more of God and not have to worry about whether he likes you or you like him or how you look, because it doesn't matter because you can't go out with him. When I started to really know God and I had a...
You don't have to worry about whether he likes you. You like him. So you're supposed to date somebody you're not sure whether they like you or not. How does that work? Me, I'm not trying. Anyway, never mind. I mean, yeah, date God. Go date God. I mean, go date.
It's like it's a foreign language, Esther. It's called Christianese. They speak in Christianese. You can try to understand if you were.
Wait, I could actually. Let's see. The plan. Maybe next week, Wednesday or something in the evening, right? Just book a table for me and God, and tell phone the restaurant. I'm coming with my with my dates. Okay, I walk up there, and they say, "Oh, we're expecting 2 people." No, he's. Can you not see him? It's God. He's
everywhere.
No, we don't see him. No, he's my God, and I'm dating him. So
he's also picking up the bill.
No, God has to pick up the bill. I am not. No, but Dean, these people will pick up the bill for God. God never has his own money. God is constantly broke. God always needs your money. God ain't paying for shit. He is not paying for nothing. God will tell you, even when you are broke, even when there is nothing to your name, God will tell you, bring your money to me.
Yeah.
I own it. Your money belongs to me. My goodness.
My cheeks are hurting from laughing.
Girlfriend at the time, and
what are they talking about? Hold on. What are they
go out with him? When I started to really know God, and I had a girlfriend at the time, and
why were they clapping for him?
So he
was starting to know God, and then what?
Life without Jesus is like a donut, like a donut, like a donut. Life without Jesus.
Dean, life without Jesus is like a donut. Guess what, Dean? I love this life because I love donuts. Oh, I forgot completely to get me some donuts to do this. Dean, remember I told you I was going to get donuts? Oh, listen, but never mind. Life without Jesus is like a donut. Give me donuts. Give me that life. Oh my God. Just coat some sugar on it. Just sprinkle some sugar. Do it. Just life without Jesus.
Jesus is like a donut, 'cause there's a hole in the middle of your heart.
If you don't know that God loves you, well then your life is empty, just like the hole in a donut. That's why I fix them every chance I get with a round pastry donut hole. Watch, like this. There! Isn't that better? Why don't you try it sometime?
Listen, life without Jesus is like a donut. That is the best life. It's the best life. It is the. Do you like donuts, Dean?
I fucking love anything that's made from sugar.
Oh, Denisha will. She will take hers glazed. I'll have donut. Okay, let's see. Donuts. I'll have all sorts of different kinds. There's
My
some
favorite donut is the one where it's just a plain donut, but they fill inside with cream and strawberry jam, and then they sprinkle that white. There's like a white. I think it's caster sugar or something. They sprinkle over. Oh my god, those.
There's some donuts.
The glazed ones and the chocolate covered ones. They're very rich. They're very rich and sweet.
Making me hungry. There's some donuts. The one I particularly am not keen on, donuts with custard on the inside of it. That is a bit. That's taking it too far. Yeah. But donuts with what you call it, jam filled donuts. Those are wonderful.
I love them.
Those are wonderful. Jam filled donuts. Those are wonderful. Hey, Get says filling that hole. Feeling the hole. Feeling the holy. As long as you're feeling the hole. Just feel the hole. Fandabidoze. Oh my, the double entendre. Cream and jelly for me. Okay, Miss Bazani will have cream and jelly donut. Oh, nice. There's actually apple donuts as well. So it's a wonderful life. Living without Jesus.
Jesus. The Bible. God. Worship. Jesus. Jesus saves.
They get so cringe. Eh?
Jesus saves. They have done something. As far as they're concerned, they have done something. Jesus saves. Okay, congratulations, he saves. He saves. All right. Oh gosh, Jesus saves.
Oh, you want to go see Barbie? My mama said we can't watch Barbie. Why not? We can watch Christian Barbie, though. What's Christian Barbie? It's just called Bible. Of course it is. Just look at the trailer.
I'm a Christian girl in a falling world, wrapped in grace. Cause I'm saved, I cast all my cares. Jesus everywhere. I'm his creation, and I got salvation.
You're too blessed to be stressed. Pretty nice, right? I'm calling Mattel. I'm a tail on all y'all. I thought it looked good. Police.
I'm a Christian girl in a fallen world. Living Christianity.
Oh, love this one.
Yes, not so bad, bro.
Actually kind of nice.
It is very nice on this other side, right? All your fright and everything, you wonder if I leave, what's gonna happen. Just step away. Just step away and just come on this other side. Come, and you will be better for it. Come, step, come with us, and we will hold your hand. Yeah. We will hold your hand on that journey to live in Christianity, on that journey to live in religion, toxic religions. We will hold your hand. You've got us. We've taken that step already. We've walked that path. We know exactly what you're going through, and so yeah, reach out to us. We've got you. Absolutely.
Welcome back to Girlies for God. As always, I'm your host, Katie Lee, and I am joined today by my hubby, John Luke. In today's episode is an especially special episode, because as of today, John Luke and I have been married for one full trip around the sun, 365 days with my person. So we are so excited. We're definitely going to take this episode to celebrate. But John Luke and I realized we have just a plethora of wisdom and knowledge that we need to share with you guys now that we've been married for a year. So we wanted to do that in this episode. John Luke, I'll let you go first, babe. What do you have to say?
Nah, babe, you got it.
See, that shows you the kind of man John Luke is right there. The fact that he would sacrifice his own ego and let me go first. I know he has so much to say. Look at him. He's so smart. The fact that he would let me go first shows you the kind of man that he is. And that's what marriage is all about, making sacrifices.
This is the Christian delulu. You know when someone is delulu, very delusional.
Doesn't
Delululand.
doesn't he remind you of what's his name, Girl Defined?
There you go. This is girl defined. Is he the one what's their name? I don't know their names, but I know who this one is, right? You can tell their partners are not as committed. Their
Isn't that
their other half,
maybe
they know.
Bethany or something? Or
Yeah. And one of them said she wasn't even attracted to the man at all. On her way, she was walking up the aisle to this guy, and she turns around to her sister and says, I'm not attracted to him. I'm not attracted, but I'm gonna go anyway. Like, what? This is oh man.
Sacrifices. Now, don't get me wrong, marriage is hard, like so hard. Like this past year has been so hard, but it's so worth it. It's just so worth it to be with my person. This season has been so sweet.
what the fuck do you know after a year?
It's your boy Pastor Bobby here. Hey, I want to let you guys know what's going on. Okay, I went ahead and did a full-on paternity test. We did DNA, we did the whole thing, just got the results back. And sure enough, God is my father. And he can be yours too. Isn't that good?
God can be your father. Anyone wants a daddy? Oh, guys, it's Father's Day over here. Is it Father's Day where you guys are? Is it Father's Day where you guys are as well? It's Father's Day here in the UK. I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but yes, anyone want a daddy? Dean, do you want a daddy?
Yeah, why not? Is it a sugar daddy?
No. What sugar? What sugar? What sugar? Excuse me, I didn't ask you if you wanted a sugar daddy. I asked if you wanted a daddy.
Is he a pastor? Is it that kind of daddy?
No, the ultimate daddy. The ultimate daddy of them all. The biggest, the grandest, the mightiest, the
old.
Right?
No, thank you.
Dean wants a daddy. You wouldn't even have to do a DNA test. It would just show that you are you are made in the image of this daddy. You will resemble him. You will become a copy of him. You're not interested, Dean?
Am I going to be invisible? Is that
you get nothing for having this daddy, unfortunately. In fact, you will get punished if you misbehave. This daddy has created a place of eternal torture. He has no mercy at all. I mean, he sacrificed his own son to himself. And listen, the number of people he has sacrificed, yeah, but he still wants you though. He still wants you to take the offer, right? He wants to be your daddy. No,
I ain't buying it.
No?
I ain't buying
Oh,
what it's selling. I'm so sorry.
oh well. Anyway, God, I tried. I honestly tried. I did try. Get work wants a daddy. See, Danisha says one deadbeat dad is enough for one lifetime. I only want a sugar daddy nowadays. Ooh, nice. A sugar daddy is always very nice. But
Amen.
you know something? Sugar daddies have gone extinct. Those things don't exist anymore. Sugar daddies do not. If you find one, just let me know, because sugar daddies, where are they keeping those people? They're nowhere to be found. Everyone now, maybe it's inflation. I don't know. The sugar daddies have gone extinct. Sugar daddy is the only one. I mean, everyone wants a sugar daddy. Dean wants a sugar daddy. Danisha wants a sugar daddy. Miss Basani wants it. Everybody. Listen, Gailwalk. Listen, what's Gailwalk saying? I do not want a daddy dumb. A daddy not a bear. Get woke is stuck on bears. Get woke on bears. Get woke is still stuck on bears.
Well,
Get
if
woke.
I have to put my psychiatrist's hat on for a moment here,
Okay.
I suspect that Mr. Gearwalk is having some residual trauma from a very traumatic experience with a bear in his say, because this is manifesting in rather absurd ways.
Right. You have a point there. And do you think they would need, Gearwalk needs intervention? You would say yes?
Indeed, indeed.
Right.
I definitely recommend some electroshock therapy,
Right.
electrodes to the brain, high voltage, high current, because that will very, very soon rid him of all these fears and obsessions with bears. Wouldn't you say? Yes.
Oh, yes, yes, Dean. And you know what? I would take care of the bill. For this one, I am taking responsibility. I will take care of the bill because we need to get work back to factory settings. We need to, you know, because bear thing, it's becoming a huge problem. Inflation killed the sugar daddy. Times are tough. Okay. I will take a bear dumb daddy as a backup for a bear dumb daddy. A bear dumb daddy. That's interesting. A bear dumb daddy. Okay. How about the silver bear daddy? Which one's that? The silver bear daddy. Silver.
It's the
Oh, the silver bear daddy. Oh, that is. I'll take one of those. I no. To be honest with you, I do not want a daddy. To be honest, I do not want a daddy. I want to be. I want to mother somebody. I want to be. Yeah. No, yeah. I'm actually exploring being a dominatrix. Right. So yes. Uh,
Good for you.
1 second, folks. 1 second.
Mm. Good for you. I'm very, very for people exploring their kinks. You've got to work those kinks out of your system, and if it's if that's your bag, then that's your bag. Go and you do you. As long as people are consensual, you can zap yourself with whatever. Anybody for a few bucks. Yep.
Sorry about that, guys. It's yeah.
Be
We
sorry.
that conversation was about food.
Yeah, I was just saying. Whatever your kink is, you do you. You live your life and you enjoy your kink. And then Denisha Freeman says, "I'll dominate anybody for a few bucks."
Listen, that's what I would like to do. Law says always return to your joke. What you are putting money down. Oh, Gerwalk didn't catch the joke. He didn't catch it. He wants to know what are you putting money down? I'm putting money down for your therapy, Gerwalk. We have concluded that you've got the bear syndrome.
Yep.
That needs to be
Serious case of
you need
virus. I suspect it's contagious, Esther.
You think so?
I suspect it's contagious, and we need to isolate. Gerwalk needs to be isolated. At least quarantined for a while, so that we can be sure that it's not contagious.
Yeah, that's something that we need to arrange. Yeah, we need to arrange. Yeah.
Accurate diagnosis from Denisha Freeman. Bear fever.
Hey, bear fever.
Okay, I knew it.
Bear fever. Right. Okay, this video is we're nearly done, folks.
I was just not attracted at all, Like it just
zero?
Yeah,
Listen,
I would say zero.
This is
I remember
this is what we were talking about just now. Just listen.
Not attracted at all.
Listen, this is a newly married woman. Right?
Yeah.
This is girl defined. Okay, just listen to this crap here. Christian?
I was just like not attracted at all,
Like
it just
zero?
Yeah, I would say like zero. I remember when you were walking down the aisle to Zach and you whispered over to me and you were like, I'm not attracted to him, but I'm
Right.
going for it.
Here I
go.
It's fucking manic.
You were not attracted, but you were still going to be married.
Exactly. So, she was not only going, because inevitably she's going to get fed up after 2-3 years.
Yeah.
The guy is not going to have a fulfilled life, marriage life, because she's obviously going to give him the cold shoulder. It's just a recipe for disaster. It's a waste of everybody's time.
Exactly.
I just wished that there was some more rationality, like just the ability to make fucking rational decisions, to look at the environment, look at the consequences, consider the people, and make a decision accordingly. But I speak now in hindsight. When I was a 20-year-old, I made some fucking shitty decisions in my life.
Didn't we all? Didn't we all, Dean? Didn't we all? Some of those decisions we're still
Living with, yeah.
exactly the consequences of those decisions. We are still living them, and will always be a part of us. But something, we don't let any of that get to us, right? We keep on, keep it pushing, we keep it moving, and we yeah. So guys, are you guys subscribed to Dean's channel? Let me put the link of his channel. He did a stream very recently. Dean, this channel, is it? It's like a collection of yourself and Bolang, the Atheist Republic Cape Town.
Yeah. So what we've done is just let me just I'll send you a link to the channel in the.
I've put it in the chat already.
Yeah, because we've recently renamed the URL from Cape Town to South Africa, because we are focusing on, we're doing the entire country now. So we've expanded our mandate, so to say, to cover not only the local city, but the entire country, which in retrospect was also probably not such a wise move. So I'm going to pop this in the private chat for you, and you can just.
Get Work is asking a question. So are you saying she would pick the bear instead of her hobby? That's if she has not picked the bear already. That's if that bear is not already, because these people, they tell you these things, and you have to wonder, what do you mean? When people are speaking, always take note of what's not being said.
Yeah.
It's not so much about what's being said. If someone is saying, walking up the aisle, and you're not attracted to this person, that means that she's got a type that she's attracted to. There might just be somebody lurking. There might be somebody, who they're sneaking. You just never know. So she may have picked the bear already.
Or
why does that thing behind you look like there's a human behind you, Dean?
It's
that last picture.
Yeah, it's one of those rocks, those pinnacle rocks. Those rocks that stand out like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a mountain range.
Okay. Wow. It just looked like someone was standing right behind you.
I was thinking the same thing a few seconds ago as well. I saw that. But what was I going to say? The thing is, what I do on YouTube is basically deconstruction stories. I focus mainly, like 95% of my content focuses on people from the continent of Africa, women, people who have been previously marginalized. I do not, there are so many old white men in this space. that we don't need another one, So what I try to do is I try to platform a bit more variety in voices. We mainly do deconversion stories. We do shows in different languages as well. So we speak 9 official languages in South Africa. So we've got 3 of them covered at the moment. English definitely on a regular basis. The other as well as Sesotho. Bolilang does an excellent job with the Sesotho programming. He does regular shows. He recently had an interview, which he worked very hard to get the local atheists there, especially in the African community. They are very scarce. They're very few and far between. So I was very, very proud and happy that he found this person to have this interview. Otherwise, I do some stuff in Afrikaans. Tasha joins me as well, and we just want to show South Africans that it's normal. It's normal not to believe in God. We're not these evil monsters that are going to have baby barbecues in the forest. We're just regular people. There's only one thing that's different about us. We just don't have one belief that you do. So that's basically what our channel is about. Interesting conversations. We try to make it entertaining, engaging. And the thing is, you can go through all of them and you can start seeing trends. And because I generally try to weave the questions along a similar thread. And like, for example, just before this show, we had the punk apostate on Brentley. And that was a very, very interesting stream. There's a lot of similarities. And the thing is, you cannot speak to another non-believer without some of what they're saying resonating within you. Because doubt is universal.
Exactly, it is. It is. And everyone that has a belief definitely has doubts. It's unless you want to pretend that it is not there. Whenever you stop and think and you hear some of the claims in your religion, even you yourself, there will be moments of doubts. This is the thing with beliefs. Beliefs come with doubts, but people ignore those doubts. They ignore those doubts. They just, oh no. And also, people are penalized for doubting. You're vilified for doubting. Religion does not like doubt. Religion wants you locked in.
Yeah.
Religion wants you locked in. You doubt? Oh no. No, we're not having that. So yeah. Anyway, Dean, thank you so much. This has been amazing.
Thank you so much for having me, Esther. It's been a while.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. You're one of those people from the time that I met you till now. It has just been wonderful. Just been such a good friendship.
I concur.
And Dean just needs to contact me. I never say no to Dean. Dean is one person. No, just never say no, because he is, such an amazing person. So thank you for. No, but that's the honest truth. That's the honest truth.
Thank you. You're very kind. Thank you so much, Esther.
Fabrice, hello. Says doubt is healthy. Exactly. What is the worst case scenario if you doubt? What is the worst case scenario if you doubt? Right? Doubts will even help you get to truth. So nothing wrong in doubting. It is healthy. Exercise the right to doubt. You doubt. And like I always say here, sometimes I do say it, not every time, but I say it here: doubt everything you hear. Doubt first. Doubt it. Just everything, no matter who is saying it, doubt it first until you come to a rational conclusion, whether to believe it or to accept it or to, so yeah. Right. Thanks, Dean. Everyone saying thank you. Thank you.
The motto that we take away from today's show is, I doubt, therefore I am.
I doubt, therefore I am. I love that. I love that. I doubt, therefore I am. Anyway, folks, you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, rest of your afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are. And yeah, we'll catch you again real, real soon. Right, Danisha, Gewalk, Fabrice, um, every single one of you, good night from us, and we will see you again.
Do you have a moment? And this very second, I know you feel the beat. Do you feel the rhythm all the way? Can you see the vision? Everything in this world will be okay. Can we be together all the way? I know you feel this movement right here. You just be vibing, reaching for something within you. I know you feel this movement right here. You just be vibing, reaching for something within you. Nights in California, fly passing homes, yeah, right by sunset colored skies. Chilling by the ocean, driving up the mountain, soaked in the endless beauty all of you. You know it feels alright, alright, alright. Yeah.